Plaintiff Tamara Gaines says the defendant is her father, and as a child, he was an abusive alcoholic. Tamara claims the defendant choked her and even gave her a black eye for missing curfew. So when she was 12 years old, she saved her lunch money for 2 weeks, got on a bus, and left the state to go live with her mother. Tamara is suing her father for breach of contract and rent. Defendant Trent Gaines says Tamara is nothing but a drama queen, and although he admits that he was a strict disciplinarian, he insists he never choked her or punched her in the face. Trent insists he doesn't owe Tamara for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor, a little bit of background information about me and my dad. Growing up, he was abusive and he drank a lot. Throughout that period in my life, my mom decided to pretty much get us away from it. You know, it was several times. One time, I can tell you, one time he literally got drunk and they were having a party, and I remember one time he grabbed me out of the bed. You know, I don't know what happened with the kids, the little boys or whatever, but one of the girls, you know, kept saying something about my brother. I guess they went and told it, and my brother and my dad went in the bathroom, and the next thing I know, I was being drugged out of the bed by my ankle.
How old were you?
I was probably about 6 or 7. I was really young. I was very young. After that, you know, he literally drugged me out, and he was beating me. And he choked me. He choked me until my grandmother literally came out and stopped him and told him, look, you're not going to do my grandkids like this anymore. You know, you're going to have to stop, or I will, you know, do you in myself. As years progressed, still residing with my father, I remember one time when I was like 12, I was probably 5 minutes late for curfew. And when I came in the house, I got beat up pretty bad. I went to school the next day with a black eye. You know, he accused me of sleeping around with boys and stuff like that.
You weren't beaten with a belt.
No,
you
I was
assaulted with his fist.
With his hands. He would choke. He would choke me. It was pretty. It wasn't the normal.
Your mother wasn't living in the house?
No, my mother was not. My mother had cancer after she had my brother, and she wasn't fit to take care of us at the time, so we lived with my dad. But I will say, I saved my lunch money for about 2 weeks. When I got of age and I got tired of the abuse, I saved my lunch money and I put me and my brother on a bus back to Maryland to my mother.
How old were you?
I was 12. Yes, all the way from Virginia to Maryland. I put me and my brother on the bus.
Sir, you want to give me some background?
Yes, sir. This is my daughter, Tamara, as you know, and I love my daughter. But, Your Honor, I'm going to be honest with you, she's a drama queen. She over-dramatizes.
She what? Drama?
She's a drama queen. She over-dramatizes everything. Now, the incident that she was talking about was when this didn't even take place with her. It was me and my son. I took him in the bathroom. He was following a little girl that was at the party. And I got on
So
him.
what'd you grab me for? If you knew that was him.
She was not even in the room when I was in there talking to my son. Okay? And then next thing you know, man, it did escalate, but it escalated with the parents. It didn't escalate with the children.
And
but, you know, adults.
Everybody was arguing.
Right.
At you.
Everybody just went rampant.
At each other?
Yeah. Even down my parents.
About what?
My parents was there. About what had taken place with this little girl and my son.
Okay. She never said anything to you, and you never said anything to her?
No, not that in particular incident that she's talking about.
That day or night?
No.
Your Honor, he's lying.
So she's just making this up.
I told you, she's a drama queen. She over-dramatizes.
Say yes or no.
Yes.
She's making it up.
Yes, sir. She's making it up.
Okay. What about the other incident? What was it? Choked you that time. About what he hit you in the eye about?
Late for curfew.
All right. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir, I do.
You hit her in the eye? You hit her in the face?
Because I did whip her, but I didn't put no bruises. I didn't
hit her in the face?
No. No, I did not.
What type of whipping did you
I gave her a hand whipping like I got when I was a kid.
Okay, on the behind.
On the behind, yes, sir.
All right. Why do you think she's making that up?
Your Honor, I don't know. Discrediting me in anything that I do.
This is about rent. Now tell me about that.
He moved in with me.
All right.
Now, like I was saying, I was going into background information about our
right.
family. My father has never had a stable place of his own. He's always lived with girlfriends. Okay.
Okay.
And in
She lying about that?
Sir?
Is
No.
she lying
Yes.
about?
Yes, sir.
She's lying about it.
Yes.
All right.
She don't, Your Honor, she has not lived with me ever since she was 12 years old. She doesn't know anything.
Why not?
Because she chose to go down with her mother.
Why you think that is?
Because you're
she-
abusive
just
and
like she
alcoholic.
said that I was abusive, and all I was doing is trying to be the
abusive
best.
alcoholic.
Quiet, man.
All I was trying to do is be the best father
know.
I could be as a single parent.
Are you alcoholic or have you been?
I have been in the past, sir.
All right. During the time they lived with you?
I did go out quite a few often. Yeah.
Yeah, enough where we lived with my grandparents, not him.
I got the point now. Tell me about how he lived with you.
Back in September, late September, I called home because I seen a post on Facebook. My aunt got sick and she was in the hospital. So I called my dad because, like I said, when I lived with my dad, my aunt and my grandparents took care of us. My dad was never there. So I called my aunt. I called him and I asked him, how's she doing? He's like, I don't know, but by the way, I have something to talk to you about. And I'm like, what's going on? He was like, something happened up here where I have no place to live. I'm like, okay, well, to be honest with you, Daddy, I'm having a situation here as well. But, I'm kind of struggling a little bit, but if you're willing to work with me, you can come down. It's a place for you to live. And he agreed. So he came down. And, he was paying just fine for a while. And
What was the amount that he was being
$400.
charged?
Okay. Come March, my dad only paid $95 for the rent. Then come April, well, let's put it like this. On the 3rd, when the landlord called me and told me they were coming to pick up the rent, I went home from work because I was at work. I went home from work. My dad was sitting on the porch drunk, playing music off his guitar. I said, Joe and Janet will be here. He said, for what? I said, rent. He said, for what? I said, because we live here. What do you mean? Why would we not pay the rent? What do you mean? He was like, oh, I don't know. And the next thing you know, he's on the phone with this person and that person. Me and my fiance got into the car to go to the store to get some groceries and stuff to bring home. When we got back, he was gone. And so was his belongings. No money was left there, nothing. I called him and I asked him, where's the rent money? Well, I thought you guys were going to pay it. No, they're coming today because they know that's when you told them that's when you get your check. That's why they're coming to collect it today. That's what you told them, and they're going by what you said. I work 4 days a week. 7 days out of the week, you're sitting in the house playing Xbox One and on the phone with females on Facebook. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is my father, not my child. I shouldn't have to come home and tell you.
Is he still alcohol addicted?
Yes, he still drinks. Yes, that he does. I don't know if he's addicted. He doesn't show out like
drinking every day, and was he getting drunk every?
He was getting drunk.
Did you find him to be drunk often?
I did.
How often?
When I come home.
More than
from
once
work.
a week?
More than once a week, yes. Sir.
Drunk more than once a week?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. What do you want to tell me about the rent and the title loan?
Okay, Your Honor. I have a receipt here for the month of March, and that she's claiming that I didn't pay.
Let's see it, please.
Okay. Okay, and then also...
What about April?
Hi, sir.
April?
April, that was the month that I didn't pay because I had to pay $169 for a light bill. And she told me...
So you owe $400 for April?
No, sir.
Why not?
I did pay. I paid for the light bill, and I paid the landlord $95.
Did she say,
Yes.
okay, instead of you paying rent, pay the electric bill?
This is what her words exactly in her
All right,
words.
how much was the electric bill?
It was $169.
All right, so the rest of the money you just got off that month, huh?
No. She told me to go ahead and pay the electric bill because it was up in the air. How we're going to pay this? And I said, I have the money to pay for it.
You have a receipt for that?
The electric
The
bill?
electric bill.
I do, but it's in my personal.
Here?
Yes.
All right, and did he pay the electric
plus
bill?
He did pay something on electric.
How much?
I paid the whole bill.
Well, it's
The whole
because it was
169.
past due because you paid nothing for the month
What
prior.
was his responsibility
His
on the utilities?
responsibilities were half of the utilities and half of the rent. That was his responsibility.
All right, and you say you have something to prove that you paid all of the bill.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, but it's on my card.
I know.
It's
You
on my
say it's
disability
here.
card.
You got your belongings.
Well, I have the bill itself. I don't have a receipt because it was done on my card. I paid $169 for that.
You have
For the
no
month of
evidence
May.
of that.
It came off of my disability card.
And your rent usually came off of...
My disability card as well, because I would go get cash and
Is
give
that
it
true?
to Joe.
Oh, it would come in by way of cash.
Right.
How do I know who's telling the truth? He's sounding like he's truthful, and so are you.
Yeah, on the day that she's talking about the 3rd of May, okay? The thing was, her mother came down and...
Just tell me what evidence you have.
I have this, what she says.
The plaintiff. Let's see it, please. This is what she said
This
to
is
you.
what she texted me
That is a text.
when I stepped out.
I tell you what, keep your money, keep all your money, because you're going to need it, because you're going to get out of here. I'm getting new locks. This seems like someone who is highly convinced that you owe them. What was your response?
I didn't respond to her.
Why?
Because I knew I didn't owe her any money.
So
If someone sends you a text like this, telling they're going to kick you out, you need it because you're getting out of here. I'm changing the locks. I'm putting your stuff on the porch. You have paid them. You don't owe them a dime. You don't even say, well, maybe I should at least tell her I don't owe her to keep her from putting my things out. Because she just told me she's going to put my things out. And I paid her. So let me remind her. Don't put my things out because I paid you. Didn't dawn on you to do that? You were drinking that night.
No, sir. I was not. I was over at my stepdaughter's house.
All right. And, sir, you not responding to this text convinces me that you owed, and instead of telling someone who you don't owe that I paid you, so don't set my things out, you ignored her, meaning you were just going to accept the risk of getting your things put out because you knew you owed and there was nothing you could tell her. Judging for the plaintiff, I believe you. Have a good day.
To be honest, I don't have any more relationship with my father. I gave him an opportunity. He blew it. Point blank.
I have no questions about it. I don't even want to be a part of her life.